Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Zeebo Nation Plays Football Manager 2017, American Manager in London. Here we have our three-quarter season update for you. Things have been going well. Currently in 6th place, just one place out of the playoffs, 47 points. So if we get a win in our next couple games, anything's possible. We're probably not going to catch Bishop Stortford, the old BS. But anyway, we could catch everybody else. We played Braintree. We played all these teams. I think we've beaten many of them, or at least had some draws against them. We've had some success against the top of the table, is what I'm trying to say. Take a look at our schedule recently. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. We had I had a homestand here that was not as successful as I wanted it. Around the mid-season mark. But then we went on a nice little away stand, I guess. I don't know if you call it an away, whatever. We had a bunch of games away from home. We came away with 2 draws and 1 loss, so that's not too bad, even though that 1 loss was to Bishop Stortford at the top of the table. But since then, we've gone on a little bit of a run. 2 wins and a draw in our last 3 matches against Bromley, Dorchester, and Bognor Regis. Take a look at the competition now. Those are sort of, let's see, Bognor Regis' worst. There's Bromley up there. So it's sort of a smattering of different teams at different levels. But we've been playing well is what I want to point out. So it tells me that some of the changes that I made in the off-season are working. Giving players contracts has let them train better, train more. I've noticed they're less unhappy about training. They don't complain as much. And also, they're not losing stats like they were near the end of the season, like in previous seasons. So you look at a lot of our guys are actually continuing to improve. Jack Humphrey's back up to 3.5 stars. He's improving his stats. He's one of our older players. Older players at 22 years old. But still, KKJ getting better. Everybody, even our best player, Keenan Layton, getting better. So I think those changes that we made, giving these guys contracts, have really helped. Really, really helped. So this is definitely a tip we're going to use going forward. No more of this partial contract stuff. Let's see. Roster-wise, we've committed to this formation. We've committed to the 4-4-1-1. Just sort of analyzing the stats and how we play. It just seems to be a better formation for us this season. Take a look at our tactics. We'll go the last 30 matches because we played 30 matches this season. You can see the 4-4-1-1, we played it 12 times, got 17 goals for, 11 against. Now the 4-4-2, we've got a lot more goals. We've got 31 goals for, but we also have 27 goals against. So just something about it that I think statistically we play better. And just watching on the field we play better. It's a little more smooth. The transition from offense to defense is a little better. So I'm definitely going to stick with that. And on that front, one of our problems with this formation was that we only had one advanced midfielder. We had to rely on Lindsay for everything. He had to play every game. He had, if he wasn't available, we couldn't play the formation. So we went back out and we found an old friend, Harrison Reeves. Now he's a little guy. He's only 5'2", 125 pounds. But he's a decent player, decent potential. He doesn't have a lot of faults to him. He's got 4 cons. That's one of the least of any player on our whole team. So he's adequate at least, and he's got potential to be even better than adequate. Now the reason we let him go was that we didn't let him go. Look at our transfer history here. Beginning of the season, he was signed away from us by Bognor Regis on a free transfer. At the time, I wasn't committed to this formation of having an advanced midfielder at all. I was going to go with the 4-4-2, so I figured why bid for this guy and just let him go. But last week I was doing a search, and he was out there for free. They had cut him, apparently, or they hadn't offered him a new contract. So we signed him to a small contract. That's not what we signed him to. What did we sign him to? Yeah, so he's only earning $5K. That's fine for us. But what he does is he gives us that ability to use this formation every week. Even if Lindsey is tired or injured or whatever, we can still throw Reeves out there and be fairly satisfied with his play. And hopefully he'll get better now that he's on contract, now that he's here. He'll be training with us. And he's a guy, he doesn't have a ton of like stats to jump out at you, but he's very average at everything. So if he just improves in a couple of stats, if he improves in his technique and his vision and his decision making, he'll suddenly start to look more impressive as an advanced midfielder. So that was him, and then the only other move we made was we signed this fella here, Ryan Adams, 19-year-old central defender, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure why I signed this guy other than he was young and had a lot of potential. He's already 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's got a darkened out 5th star, so that could mean maybe he could reach 5-star potential. But if you look at his stats, they're pretty good. Marking, tackling, teamwork. Jumping reach is okay. Strength is okay for a 19-year-old. His only drawback to me is he's only 5'11", so it's a little short for a central defender. But he's got some versatility in him. He can play right wing. He can play a little bit of wing back. He can play a little bit of midfield. I think we're going to train him as a defensive midfielder as well, just to give him some versatility. Give our squad a little versatility, frankly. Because right now we don't have anybody really who can play the defensive midfielder role. We got a couple of guys who can partially play that role, but we train up another guy. He doesn't really have the pace I'd like to be a midfielder. He is only 19 years old. Maybe he could improve that pace. I don't know. So he's a guy with potential, and that's why I signed him. Let's see. Looking at our club, we're doing okay. Still semi-professional, all that stuff. Finances, we've started to spend a little money, and our finances have dipped. Take a look here on the far right-hand side. You can see our finances have taken a tiny bit of a dip, and the board has started to inject funds every month. So, I've gone over that $175,000. I figured that out, that around $175,000 is our break-even point, and right now we're spending $194,000. So we're a little bit over our break-even point, but the board isn't really complaining. They're just putting in money, so that's fine. It's not like it's a lot of money, so they're fine with it. Our job security, to speak of that, is very good. We're up here in the 73%. The board is very confident on just about everything we're doing. Competitions, matches, club stature is even a little bit, 55%. Transfers, 57%. Club philosophies is down a little bit to 80%, but it's still, 80% is pretty good. Club finances, they're happy, 76%. And squad harmony, they're happy. So things are looking good. We've still got another year left on our contract, so no problems there. Everything is pretty much set and ready to go for us to be successful going forward. So we just need to win in this last quarter of the season, get promoted, and that'll be our goal for the year completed. We got a few injuries. Shea Yates is still injured still. He's in the recovery phase now, so it's one of those times where they tell you only play him for 45 minutes or whatever like that. So he's getting some time in the under-23s, keeping him, of course, under 45 minutes, or under whatever they suggest. And Ewan McEwen, I still don't know how to pronounce that name. But he's still injured, still not feeling great. He's the only guy, one of the few guys on our team anyway, whose stats are going down. But that's, I think, to be expected when you're injured. He's a guy that we probably won't re-sign just because, he's Shea Yates Jr. and he doesn't produce as much as Yates. So if we're going to keep Yates around, there's no real need for McEwen. Same goes for Etheridge. No real need for Etheridge either, but Etheridge has that extra pace that I like. So I might keep Etheridge around. I don't know. We'll see. That's for later. The other big injury we've got is Joe Wicks, our central midfielder. He's a guy who should be starting right now, but he's been injured pretty severely, so he's still out for 2 to 3 months with a torn calf muscle. That cannot be good for anybody, especially not a soccer player who's got to run around all the time. So we've been going with sort of a makeshift midfield here. Dave Rathbone, we've called him up from the under 23. He's only 19 years old. But he's another guy that got a lot of potential. And he's got low determination. Well, all my guys have low determination. What can I say about that? But I've decided, I have all these young players. I need to start promoting them up to the first team when somebody gets injured or isn't performing well. Bring in the young guys. Let them show what they can do. Maybe they can start to improve, and we won't have to go out and make any more signings, which I don't plan on making any more signings this season anyway, but it's so hard to resist sometimes. I got to remember I have these guys sitting and waiting for their turn on the bench, and when their turn comes, I got to give it to them. So that's what we're going to do, and I guess we'll continue to our match. This is going to be a very tough game against St. Albans. St. Albans is a pretty good team. Take a look at their players if we know anything about them. As you can see, our scouts think that they're amazing. They've got one injury to their advanced winger, Luke Thomas. That's kind of funny. I know some people named Luke Thomas. Famous MMA journalist, Luke Thomas. Anyway, Jonathan Thomas. They got a lot of Thomases on their team. That's never a good sign for us. But yeah, these guys, I think they're mid-table right now, but they're one of those teams that are maybe underperforming a little bit. Where are they? There they are. Yeah, they're 9th place. So they're only a few points, they're only 4 points back from us. So this is a very important game. We need to win this game, get up to the top of the table, and do some damage. So let's go to our match preview. Looks like they're going sort of with a 4-3-3 wide with the defensive midfielders. See that formation more and more this season. It's the sort of in vogue formation. We're of course sticking with our attacking 4-4-1, but we're going to go defensive with our... Well, I don't know about defensive. I don't like defensive. This is what our assistant coach has suggested. Go defensive against these guys because they're a very good attacking team. But I'd rather go counter because we're more familiar with that. Or are we? Maybe we're not. Creative freedom and width. What's happening here? I thought we were an expressive team. Creative freedom has gone down even more. Discipline? Are we a disciplined team? Nope. I don't get it. So if we go wider, that's better for our width, but for some reason our creative freedom isn't there. It's strange. Highly structured. I don't know about that. They also did want us to go highly structured, but that's not really something I'm familiar with. Maybe okay, that's what was bringing down our creative freedom, was the highly structured stuff. So yeah, let's not do anything that our assistant coach suggested. Alright, so maybe we can. No, we'll stick with this. Stick with what we're good at. Right? That's usually good. So let's start the game. Got some excitement, got some enthusiasm going into the final quarter of the season. We're in the hunt, in the playoffs. Well, not quite in the playoffs, but we're in the hunt for the playoffs. And this is a stark contrast to previous seasons when we were just down in the bottom, just hoping not to get relegated. Alright, so here we are. There's the formations that we mentioned. No surprises, no changes from anybody. That's... okay, we'll cover all that stuff. B. Didic. Let's see, what are our positional advice? Okay, we're already closing down on their fullbacks and midfielders. Alright, so that's fine. So we'll go with that. Tell the team they're expected to pick up where they left off. Alright. We can make up the playoffs with a nice win here, so go out there and impress me. Right, Humphrey and KKJ took that to heart and are delighted. Gonna have some cocoa. Cocoa segue. That's gonna be my newest player from Jamaica. Cocoa segue. Alright, so they've got a nice little yellow stadium here. They're weird yellow and blue sweaters. I mean, I guess it's not that weird. It's just kind of an odd color combination, but whatever. Oh, nice steal by Lindsay. Wilden's going to get it up. Yes. Abrams, what can you do with it, my man? He's got no support. Where are the wingers? Oh, nice. Oh, I thought Napa was going to sneak in. Our wingers have been getting more aggressive lately, been scoring a little bit more. So I've been very happy about that. I mean, not that they're setting the world on fire with their scoring, but, you know, 3 or 4 goals each this season. That's pretty good for wingers. There's an interesting slide tackle there. Deflection. All right, I don't like it when they get these corners. And by the way, we're on extended highlights just because that's been working this season. It, you know, allows me to make adjustments. It allows me to look at the game as it's being played and not have to just rely on statistics or weird graphs or anything like that. I can watch the game. Not all of it, obviously, but I can watch the key plays and see, you know, what adjustments to make. Clock's running. Let's see if we can get a steal here. Lindsay, calm it down, make some plays. Humphrey, what are you going to do? Just sort of fire it downfield? That's no good. There's Wilden doing what he does best, but that is just no good, man. It's like we're winning the ball, but then we're immediately losing possession. I don't like that. So let's retain possession with shorter passes. Nice steal by Rathbone. You see, we're stealing the ball really good, but then we're not taking advantage of it. Lindsay, there we go. Get it over top to Abrams. See if you can make a play. There it is. There it is. Over the top to Abrams. 11th goal of the season. He's really settled into that lone striker position. You know, he kind of had to play that out of necessity. That was another reason why we switched to the 4-4-1. Here it is, just a nicely aimed shot right in the upper corner. Very good. But, you know, we had so many injuries to our strikers earlier this season. Just about everybody other than Abrams has been injured this season. So Tuki Tiali was out for many, many months. So we get another highlight? No, they get a steal. Maybe we should go to defensive now. It might be too early to go defensive. Okay, that was... Bowman should have just let that go. That was terrible. Here we go with the corner. Okay, get it out of there. So yeah, Tuki Tiali was injured for a long time. Even Yates has been injured. As I mentioned, McEwen's been injured. And usually for a couple of weeks, get out of there. Okay, good job. Good job. That was decent defense. I mean, I don't like him getting that deep, but every man was covered. He didn't really have anywhere to go with that. So that's very good. They're getting a little bit desperate now, going for the yellow cards. Here we go. Let's not let them score. We have a tendency to give up goals at the end of the half, and I really don't like it. I really don't like it. Thank you for not repeating history. All right, now let's just let the clock run. Oh, here we go. We get a free kick. Go, fires it in there. Gets it back. Nobody's home. Straight to the goalkeeper. That's fine. That's fine. I just want to get to the end of the half with a 1-goal lead. That's what I would enjoy. Oh, they got a man out wide. Bukla. Interesting tackle attempt. Jeez. What happened there? Humphrey just missed that header and the ball sort of, I don't know what it did. Let's take a look at this replay. Bukla. And just went straight to him and bounced around a little bit, went straight to that guy's foot. So we couldn't hold on at the end of the half. It's typical. Typical. Keep going, you can still win. Instructions. Let's go back to mixed passing, I guess. Maybe work the ball in the box. I don't know. Alright, let's see here. Second half. Come on now. Let's have some crisper passes than that, gentlemen. I'm gonna have to pep talk you. Oh gosh. Alright. Concentrate. Those are some simple mistakes right off the bat in the half. Again with they beat us on the header. Shite. This is not working. Third goal of the season, that guy, he just beat our whole defense. Lost the header in the air. Right there. Beat that man to the ball and then outmaneuvered the defender and just fired it right past the goalkeeper. One-man wrecking crew right there. We're going to have to change. We're going to have to go standard, I guess. I don't know. We're going to panic a little bit. I think a little panic is warranted. Late into KKJ to nowhere. Don't like these random highlights. This is going to be a long build-up to something. Hopefully it's a build-up for us. Nope. Another missed header. I mean, he got a head on it, but it just... come on now. What's happening? Thank you. Can't just throw the ball back and forth like it's a monkey in the middle. Sam Smith, KKJ. Our defense is surely struggling. All right, go. Let's do. Come on, man. Go get the ball. What was that all about? Very, very upset about all of this. Everything that's happening here is making me very terribly upset. I can't yell at him again. Don't know why I can't yell at them more. I wish to yell. Lindsay, nice steal. There we go. Now we're on the attack. Let's go, boys. Oh, that was such a bad pass. Playing so poorly. This is like a preseason game when nobody has any match fitness. I mean, we were looking so good at the beginning of the game. Go up 1-0. Now it's like we forgot how to play this stupid game. Look at them. They're just All right, we gotta make some changes on the back line. These guys are just not doing it. We don't have a lot of choices, so we're gonna go Vint for KKJ. I'm gonna bring in Dan Adams for Sam Smith, even though probably shouldn't do that, but you know what? I don't care. I guess he can play defensive fullback. We'll leave him there. I still got Paris who can play in the midfield because we know we're going to need a sub in the midfield at the end of the game, so we'll do that. And we got to shake those boys up. Just, you're not playing well, you're not playing well. Got to get them out of there. Should have probably done it before we gave up our second goal. Here we go. Nope. Had a free kick and now they turn it into offense. They're going to get a free run at the goalkeeper here with Cardwell. Oh, nice stop by Bowman. Definitely one of our saving graces is, the depth and talent we've got at the goalkeeping position. Drown my sorrows in cocoa here. Come on. That was off our guy's head. Jeez. Alright, I can yell at him some more. Aggressively show some passion out there. Been a lot of highlights, only 66 minutes down. Go seems to be playing okay. Let's get it back to him. Get it back to him. There he is. Let's make a play. Get it up to Abrams. Here we go. Wilden with the shot, but I think we get a corner out of that. That looked deflected. Yep. Go on the corner, I assume. Yep. Here we go. Vint. He gets a head on it, but not much. Not much in the way of precision there. 68 minutes. We're probably going to take out Rathbone next. Bring in Paris. Dan Adams gets a yellow card. Playing a little out of position. You can't blame him. Leighton ends up with that interception. There we go. Abrams on the run. Get it out wide. Oh, that was a beautiful pass by Go. Changing the field to Napa. What can he do with it? Gets it into Abrams. No. It's kind of a weak pass. Very aggressive play there by our fullback, sort of, midfielder, Dan Adams. Alright, we're going to make our substitution here. Bring in Paris for Rathbone. He's a central midfielder attacking. See if that changes the dynamics any. We're getting down to crunch time here. We've got to get that. Equalizer. Abrams to Go. Leighton sort of scuffs it to nobody in particular. Humphrey just lets the man go straight around him. Oh, that was a nice pass on their part. Oh, another nice pass, but terrible shot. Bowman handles that easily. $82 minutes down. 85 and counting. All right. What can we do? We seem to be working it well. Out to the wing, so maybe we can take advantage of that. Definitely go attacking. Yeah, 2 minutes of stoppage time. This doesn't look good. This is not looking good. Oh, there's a good steal, but to no avail. This will probably be the end of the game right here. Yep. 2-1. We just cannot beat these guys. I don't know what it is. You know, we had the goal lead, we were looking good, and then just fell apart. You know, disappointed. We needed that victory. Drops us all the way down to 7th place. That puts the 5th place position now 2 games away. We're no longer 1 game away from the playoffs. We're now 2 games away from the playoffs. That's just unacceptable. So that makes our next match even bigger. Our next match is against Hampton and Richmond at home. We need that win. We need to win that game. Get back up into the hunt. And we've got, several games left. We've got enough games left in the season to definitely make a strong playoff push, but it's got to start now. Can't wait for the end and try to gather all of our points at the end of the season. We got to get those points as soon as possible. So we'll see you next time. Hopefully it'll be for a playoff push. Until then, see you. Bye.